Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. Jeanette Biro here. I'm a medium and a channeler, and welcome to your weekday daily card reading where we dive into the cards, see what's in store with a message from Spirit. This week I am using the Work Your Light Oracle deck, and let's see what's in store. It's been an interesting week energetically, and we are moving into we have a full moon coming up, so that's like an amplified energy. We've had solar flares happening. If you've been following my social media, I did post about some really intense solar flares that we had. They really peaked on October 4th. They started kind of October 2nd, 1st and 2nd. There's a lot of solar activity happening this year. It's a very heightened year within our solar cycle. If you guys want to know more about that, I did talk about it in my Cosmic Consciousness Circle just last week. So you can find out more about that or purchase that recording on avalonspirit.com. But these solar flares are really essentially working in our favor to bring in higher consciousness. There is consciousness in light. And so again, I talk all about that. But if you've been feeling this whirl of energy, this drain, this shift, this charge, this deeper or bigger amplification of energies this week, that's why we've got the sun and those solar flares working with the full moon energy. That's a lot of converging energy, but always working in our favor. So something to keep in mind. And so let's see if Spirit can speak to that at all or expand on any of those kind of themes as we dive into the cards today. So let's see what they have to share. So one thing they're saying right now is they're showing me a big eye, and they're saying really pay attention to what you notice. Notice what you notice is a key phrase this week. And so I said, where are we noticing? In the external world, in our personal lives? And they said in both, but really kind of step back into that perspective that allows you to really see the full picture. In everything that you're moving through, try and see the full picture before deciding what you're going to do about it. Okay, let's see what's in the cards. Okay, very interesting. Okay, well, this would make sense with the full picture. So the first card that we have is the ever unfolding rose. It says cracked open. It's happening for you and not to you. Now, I kind of touched on this yesterday with the cards, not the specific card, but again, everything that we're going through right now is happening for us, essentially. And that does not mean it's easy, nor is it pretty or enjoyable. But there are also beautiful things happening at the same time. So we don't only want to focus on the negative, but when we're challenged with the negative, this sometimes can be an interesting or a, like a life raft type perspective to help you move through it. The fact that things are happening for you to learn something. We can always learn something from every experience we have, even the really challenging ones. And it's not always easy in those moments to glean that information, but we can, and that's the key. And this is really talking about many people are feeling right now very cracked open, very vulnerable, very at the end of their rope, or not understanding where the heck things are going and why is it getting worse. Again, when we crack open, it's so that we can expose everything within, clean it up, clear it out, and kind of put it back together again. And so that's why Spirit is saying, take that perspective that allows you to stand farther back to start to pull some of the understandings as to maybe why this is triggering you, why this is affecting you in a certain way, so that you can also have space to really absorb the beautiful things from it. Because sometimes it's in the most challenging situation that we can then see it from a different perspective and actually gain one of the biggest, most beautiful life lessons of either compassion, courage, willingness to rise again, inner strength, where the world flips on its end and you're like, wow, I never saw the world that way, but wow, look at it now and look at what I can now do because of what I've learned. That's what this card is about. And so it's really encouraging us to see how we can look from that perspective and realize that we are part of this whole change and why we're here. Okay, so that's one of the things. Now, the other thing is with the mirroring that we were talking about yesterday too, both in the beauty and the challenging mirrors, is notice that many are in the process of breaking the chain. And so this card talks about ancestral patterns, healing, and rewriting the future. So many of us are changing ancestral lines, energetic lines that run through families, the same way in which, genetic things can run through families. We also can have energetic things run through family lines. And so this is saying that many of you are in the process and have been or have already cleared, changed, and restructured ancestral lines. This is a really big deal in moving forward. A lot of stuff carries over from past lives into this lifetime, and a lot of people have been doing work beyond this lifetime, even beyond their own lifetimes, and healing these these energetic frequencies that are being passed down to really rewrite the future. So in that, we can see sometimes where some of the work is, but we can also see how much we have changed. And so I encourage each and every one of you to look at what you have done differently or in a more amplified way in your family line that has allowed you to shift some of the frequencies, to encourage the generations to come to think differently, to choose differently, to release old narratives that don't belong anymore. Like, it takes a change person to do that. And there can be many in a family, and it can be very cohesive and easier. Whereas in other families, it's a big change and it takes a lot of, grit and willingness to do it. And so many are doing this right now. And so when you think about it, it's changing in the family lines, but that's changing the collective of humanity. Right? So the collective of humanity is healing humanity's past lives, past ancestral energetics. That's a huge, huge undertaking, but a really big deal. And that's what each and every one of you are doing as well. When you heal thyself, you also heal the energies around you. So everyone that is healing their own story helps to heal their family line story, which helps to heal the collective of humanity's story. Powerful stuff at play right now. So essentially, this is rewriting the future. So then Spirit is saying with this last card here for today, this warrior woman card. Now this really isn't gender specific, warrior woman, warrior man, whatever it may be, it is the warrior within. And it says, have you answered your deepest calling? And so as you're moving through these things and opening and cracking open and clearing and healing and mending and changing and rewriting and embracing the joy in your life, that leads you onto your path of your greatest calling. What are you feeling nudged to step into? This is what this card is saying. Where is your soul pulling you? What is it you want to do? Where do you feel you need to be? What are you needing to express? Or where do you want to stand in your truth? Or where can you bring in change in the world in some form? What is your soul calling you to do? And so really having the freedom to explore that can be a beautiful thing. And it can be from, you can have a whole list, almost like a bucket list even. Some can be career-based, some can be relationship-based, some can be exploration-based for you specifically of like, I've never dyed my hair purple, so maybe I'm going to do that. All the way to, I have this revolutionary idea of how we can help the homeless community. And I really think that there's something in here. And so it's about taking the steps to talk to the right people to try and make that happen, and everything in between. So really pay attention to where your soul is calling you, but also recognize that everything that's happening is helping you rewrite so many things. And that's why we are all change makers at this time, right here, right now, doing the work to help humanity move forward. So I don't know about you, but I'm crazy inspired by today's card reading. So I hope that helps inspire you as well. May you feel fulfilled and lighter in your heart with more passion and purpose. So I'll leave you with that, you guys, today. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, please do subscribe, share if you're enjoying this. Check out the podcast for insights on Monday on the October energy update. Definitely don't want to miss that. And I will see you guys again tomorrow. Have a good day.